Hello everyone, my name is Brian Audi. I'm a student in English 107. I would like to present to you the project I did based on the TED Talk that I watched by Shannon Odell titled The Clever Trick Used by Sports Betting Apps. I will try to keep it brief and entertaining. Grab some popcorn, sit back, relax, and enjoy. According to Shannon Odell, the gambling industry is a multi-billion dollar global industry that affects millions of people from all walks of life. Due to technology, it has spread rampantly to almost every corner of the world, affecting people of all ages. For my research, I wanted to focus more on teenagers. My main reason behind choosing this topic is because this is something that has a significant impact on my life and the lives of so many other people. I believe through having a better grasp of the topic, I will be able to have a positive impact on my life and other people's lives by enlightening them of the dangers of gambling through sports betting. I was really having trouble trying to find a good TED Talk, but as I was going through the sports section, I stumbled upon the video on sports betting and I was immediately drawn towards it. This was a rather interesting topic for me simply because it is very relatable to me. Ever since I was introduced to betting when I was in high school, I have been betting on almost every single soccer game. I have always wanted to learn the psychology behind how they keep players engaged. My biggest assumption was that someone would get bored of betting if they started betting at a young age. I was clearly mistaken because it has proven to be more difficult than I could have ever imagined. That is how I came up with my research question. How can teenagers fight gambling addiction? Before I give you a definite answer, let us start by dissecting the topic a bit further into smaller chunks. I came up with 5 themes to help me break down my research. These include ways in which sports betting is being spread through advertisement, the neuroscience of sports betting, the psychological effects of sports betting, a comparison between sports betting and other forms of betting, and another comparison between sports betting addiction and drug addiction. Let's start off with advertisements. Advertisements for sports betting platforms punctuate sports streaming websites without limits on their duration or frequency. These advertisements are also seen on player jerseys and even projected onto playing areas. Most commentator segments are sponsored by betting platforms. This constant exposure to such advertisements only makes the path to recovery steeper for those who are trying to unshackle themselves from the chains of gambling. On the other hand, some people are enticed to open an account with the betting app and put a few dollars hoping to wake up the following day as multimillionaires. But are they betting on the game or is the game betting on them? Through tons of research, it has been established that young people are at a risk of problems with gambling. Why is this so, you may ask? This is primarily because in adolescence, the execution functions of the brain, which take place in the prefrontal cortex of the brain, are not yet fully developed. Increased impulsivity and risk-taking behavior follow suit, as we see this leading to increased frequency of placing bets without any form of self-regulation. In addition to that, teenagers are also more susceptible to peer influences and social media marketing that often distort the financial rewards from gambling. It has been proven beyond reasonable doubt that indulging in sports betting has adverse side effects, mostly on young people. It can impact an individual's financial stability, relationships, employment, and psychological well-being. Studies indicate that individuals who gamble are at a higher risk of experiencing depression, anxiety, and even sleep-related problems. Is it worth it? Should we sacrifice our mental health and well-being at the altar of getting rich quickly? Alternatively, it is also true that most adolescents gamble for fun, to socialize, and even to experience the thrill of the risk-win scenario. What we fail to realize is that they are strategically designed to keep people hooked. The timing of the slot machines in casinos play a crucial role. By reducing the time between placing bets and getting feedback, The machine can have people's intense focus and concentration for a sustained period of time. This is the reason why people spend hours on end in casinos. It is this same technique which has been mastered, refined, and now being used in sports betting apps. Additionally, by creating near-miss situations with random and unpredictable wins, people often tend to get the same excitement as having won something. Sports are considered as a game of skill, meaning that a certain level of knowledge is required, and that can be used to some extent to increase the odds of predicting the right outcome. When it comes to games of luck, skill has little or no control over the result since the events are unique and independent. This explains why more and more people are gravitating towards sports betting simply due to the illusion of having more control of the outcome. When this behavior is repeated continuously over a long period of time, it leads to what we call addiction. The affected people need to increase their frequency and the stakes to get the same feeling. Problem gambling differs from substance abuse in that it is often a hidden addiction. A gambler can lose a great deal of money before anyone else realizes there's a problem. This is because people will tend to chase their losses, forgetting that the house always wins. This leads me back to the initial follow-up question. What are the most effective ways of helping people with problematic gambling? In Ghana, for instance, the government placed a 10% tax on bet winnings to tackle problematic gambling. The impact of this law is yet to be felt. Legislation has also been passed to regulate sport betting advertising so as to protect the youth from aggressive sports betting advertisements. More stringent measures have been taken, such as enforcing stricter regulations on betting activities and providing educational programs that highlight the risks of gambling. Professional support for individuals dealing with gambling is also being offered through treatment centers and counseling services. Current treatment programs for gambling include psychotherapy, which mainly focuses on factors that place an adolescent at risk to gambling problems, and at the same time also looking at those factors which may act as a buffer to prevent it. As I conclude, these are the key ways I found being used to curb gambling addiction from the various sources that I used. Even though limited research has been done in this field, I strongly believe that this is a topic that should be researched a bit more. All that being said, my question to you is, will these measures be enough to fight the gambling epidemic? I would like to thank my group members for helping me do this project, and I would also like to thank Professor Ike for working with me and guiding me throughout this project. Thank you. So these are my references and my work cited. Thank you all for watching.